everyone, Storm Rowan here. Today we'll be taking a look into a potential winter storm across parts of the Northeast and potentially quite a few people for some of their first snowfall accumulations as far south as Tennessee. Now let's go ahead and get started with the European model here. I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. I do have a snowfall forecast for you guys here. So we're going to go in and start off with the European model. So this is 3 o'clock. Got your pretty strong cold front coming in. It's got some snow along with it. And you also got your low pressure starting to mature back down into Texas here. What's going to happen is this cold front is going to start merging into this low pressure system here. And this low pressure system here is going to get some Gulf moisture here. Here we go, 10 a.m. on Monday here. You can see here the cold front hits the low pressure system here. Looks to be a little bit weaker over here. And I think a new one should develop somewhere in this area here. You do have your Gulf moisture, got some of it coming in here. Seems like moisture is going to be a little bit limited. Okay, here's your low pressure now over Kentucky. So this is 12 p.m. on Monday. And 4 o'clock, maybe even some thunderstorms in Texas from the European model here. We'll see what the timing difference is. Probably a little off by a little bit. It seems like the European model's got more moisture along with it. But as this starts to get closer to the northeast here, it'll start to get stronger. You start to get more moisture to get pulled in here. At least from these areas here up into the northeast. So here's 7 a.m. on Tuesday here. The European model is pretty aggressive with the snow as far south as Mississippi and Louisiana. I don't think it's going to snow that far south, but it is possible at least for a few flurries. So here you go, 12 p.m. on Tuesday, and 6 p.m. starts to move out, and you can see lake effect snow machine is turned on, and you got record lows potentially for parts of the eastern United States here. If we go back to the GFS solution here, so here's 4 o'clock here, and here's 10. Seems like it's a little bit slower, but let's see how much snow we could potentially see here. The amounts back into Kentucky is starting to go back up a little bit. At least most model guidance do show. It's showing about up to 2 or 3 inches of snow. But you can see here for the lake effect snow, you can see probably at least a foot of snow for some spots here. If you go into the interior northeast here, from New York up into Maine, you can see about up to 9 or 10 inches of snow there. Let's go to the European solution here. Shows a little bit more widespread snow event here. See into parts of the New York state, seeing up to 10 inches of snow. You can see around the Great Lakes region, I'll say more than just 9.6 inches of snow. I think you could see probably a little over a foot or so. If you go back down this way here, especially down the Appalachian Mountains, you can probably see up to 3 inches of snow. Even parts of Indiana and Ohio seeing 3 to 4 inches of snow there for the next 5 days or so. So here's another look here from the GFS from Tropical Tidbits here. You can see pretty widespread 3 to 5 inches of snow across parts of the Ohio Valley there. If you move into the northeast, pretty much about 8 to probably about 11 inches of snow there. Let's go to the CMC solution here for snowfall amounts. A little bit lower. The highest amounts, if you go back down to the lower Ohio Valley, this is going to be, there's some uncertainties back in the Ohio Valley, but the uncertainty is much less if you go up to the northeast. There's a pretty good agreement for 8 to 11 inches of snow for the interior northeast from like New York State up into Maine there. But if you go back to the lower Ohio Valley, there's some uncertainty still sticks around there. As you can see here from the other models that show up to 2 or 3 inches of snow For this ball solution, it's kind of like between 1 to 2 inches, so it's a little bit less. But you can see here, the highest amount is a little bit further up north. We can look into the icon model if we want to. You can see here, it's just not showing much snow at all. Probably the least aggressive model as of right now. The name is currently updating to a 0Z run. But we're going to look into the 18Z run, like the other models are. You can see here. Oh yeah, keep in mind, it does include sleet as well. So here's the snowfall mounts. You can see snowfall mounts up to 4 inches back into Arkansas. Highly doubt that. I don't think you won't see much of any accumulation here. If you go up to the interior northeast, could see up to a foot of snow up there. Probably the best solution here. So there's a good agreement for probably about up to a foot of snow or so for parts of the northeast. If you go around the Great Lakes region, you can see probably exceeding a foot of snow there. If you go back down to the lower Ohio Valley, again, 2 to 3 inches of snow. So we kind of got two outliers here, and that's the Icon and the CMC models there. They're not that great. The NAM, the GFS, and the European model is better than those two, so I think we got a pretty good agreement here, at least for right now. It is still a couple days out, so things can still change. But here's my snowfall forecast for now. You can see here, we're going to start with the lower Ohio Valley with the uncertainty area here. If y'all follow me on Twitter, you can tell here about the difference. It is a little different because I had to go and it did not save the map, so I had to redo it. But after looking into the latest guidance, if y'all seen the 12Z run, well, the first map, it was all 12Z. And now we're looking into the 18Z. You can see here, the 1 to 2 inches is actually a little bit further to the northeast here. Now it's been extended to more into central Kentucky. The trace to 1 inch is actually pretty much staying the same spot like it was. You can see there's a spot of 2 to 4 inches in West Virginia. That's basically just for the mountains there. Could see more than that. More than 1 to 2 inches. So overall, I think you can see 2 to 4 inches there. But the 1 to 2 inches area can extend into the Smokies or the lower Appalachian Mountains of Tennessee and North Carolina. Just to note that. This is valid from Monday into, I believe, Thursday. You can see here, there's 2 to 4 inches. A pretty skinny line here, and same thing for the 4 to 8 inches, but you can see 8 to a foot of snow, which more than likely for these areas here in the purple here. The dark blue is 4 to 8 inches, and this blue here is 2 to 4 inches, and this light blue is 1 to 2, and again the white is traced to 1 inch. It could be extended a little bit closer to the coast here, maybe a little bit more into New York City. But it's kind of a hard decision for that one, especially for the placement of the low pressure system that'll be going by there. It could be 50s over here. And keep in mind, there's a potential for a flash freeze, at least for these areas back over here. So when a flash freeze occurs, it just freezes so quickly because you got your temperatures drop very quickly. You're probably talking about 50s earlier in the day for some of these areas. Then in the morning could be like in the 20s or teens. So there's going to be a major temperature drop, and it's going to be quick as well. So there's potential for a flash freeze there. So yeah, guys, I'll definitely have more updates on this here. I do apologize for the lack of uploads. It's just not much been going on in the weather community except for the Arctic air and the potential winter storm. So far, after this system here, not much of any chances of winter storms yet. Looks like there could be a potential pattern change where the east could be a little bit warmer and the west should be turning a little bit cooler. So yeah, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick update. If y'all did like this video, hit that like button. If you do like my channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification you're never miss an upload. If y'all guys got any questions about this, you can put in the comment section down below. I'll answer you guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.